Hit up YouTube, I'm Eric, thanks for watching the video. With the release of the Star music video and my initial analysis complete, I want to take our field trip through the Loonaverse way back, to January of 2018. I want to go back to Go-On's One and Only music video. Now if you do end up liking the video, please do leave a like, it really does help support the channel and makes it easier for other theorists to find too. That being said, if you like what I do here and you want to see more videos like this in the future, consider hitting that subscribe button. But let's go back into Go-On's One and Only music video. Now I'm not going to go through the entire music video, only the parts where I thought of new theories and found more connections. So let's start here, with the silhouettes of Go-On and her dancers, but there's something more here. There are tree branches here, but why? You might have noticed this in a couple of my recent videos, but these tree branches are very similar in shape to the ones we see during Hustle's part in the Cinema Theory Up in Line announcement. Now, how is this relevant? Well, this confirms a connection to Hustle and Go-On. Mind you that this isn't the only instance that Go-On and the third active member of Loona 1/3 have been in a similar space. Remember the X2X teaser? It had Go-On at the same place where Hustle was during her music video. And now in Star music video, Yojin, the third active member of Loona 1/3, is seen with her. But this isn't the only relationship that we see with the Star music video and the One and Only music video. Actually, a lot of the lyrics of One and Only can be associated with some of the events that happened in the Star music video. Let's look at some examples. The starlights are so pretty too. Did you know that the original title for Star was Starlight? What about the moon illuminating the sky like stage lights? I would say this fits. How about when I open my eyes, I face my true self at this shining moment. And a secret door to happiness, that door has opened, baby. Heejin waking up and her fading to show Olivia hey, and these doors opening look quite familiar, don't they? Let's talk about one more. Well, actually, part of the last verse. This last verse and what was shown during the One and Only music video was the reason I thought of making this video. So let's break these lyrics down. The reflection of my new shape on the window, it feels familiar now. The voice being heard again, I'm trying to listen. Let's read that again, but now with some of the scenes from the Star music video. The reflection of my new shape on the window, it feels familiar now. The voice being heard again, I'm trying to listen. Now, the keywords I think are of importance here are reflection, new shape, window, and voice. Reflection, of course, something we see a lot of in the Loonaverse, whether it be Cherry, or Loona 1/3 and YY by Y, or maybe something different, something new. Let's move on. A new shape. I wonder what that could be referring to. It could be referring to the new moon Loona's trying to make, or what's also likely to be the new addition introduced into the Loonaverse in the Star music video, the Klein bottle, which if cut perfectly in half, you would have 2 Mobius strips. Remember, reflection. For every object within a reflection, there is the opposite on the other side, an inverse. An up and a down, a left and a right, a light and a dark, a day and a night. What if all this time the Loonaverse wasn't just 1 Mobius strip, but 2, where events that took place during the day now on the other Mobius strip also take place at night? The reflections. What if when we see 2 of a member is when these 2 Mobius strips momentarily collide with each other to temporarily form that Klein bottle? Now this definitely is a theory that needs to be ironed out, and even I'm a bit skeptical about it. That is my theory, but definitely a possibility. Let's move on to our next keyword, window. Specifically, these windows with the white mountains. Apparently that's what these things are called. We see a very similar looking window with white mountains in the Star music video. In that music video, we see Hyunjin and Chu at the window, and in the teaser we also had Go-On. Now, chew and go on together isn't a new thing, but the video that only featured chew, go on, and hyunjin was the unreleased Seesaw clip. And hey, is that a cassette player? Now I'm skipping ahead in the lyrics to where it reads, "In this universe, it's not a coincidence that I've met myself." This combined with the keyword window explains this scene with Kinlip looking through a window and seeing herself. Now onto our final keyword, voice. This is easily the hardest word to analyze here because it's so vague and has so many... Oh. Voice is a Korean version of star? Interesting. But hey, if you liked the video, please do leave a like. It really does help support the channel and allows other theorists to find the video too. If you like what I do here, you want to do more videos like this in the future, hit the subscribe button. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.